All right, we are going to be working on fractions, if I can get to the beginning here. Okay, so, and most specifically, adding and subtracting fractions. So if we have an example like this, 3/4 minus 1/2, okay? I want to take 3/4 in this first part, okay? So these three boxes, and I want to subtract 1/2, or this box, okay? The problem is that they don't match up. So I can't take one away because this is bigger than these are. So what I want to do is I want to split up this second box. And now we look that instead of this being 1/2, this now means 1, 2, 3, 4, 2/4. Okay, and I did that by taking the top and the bottom and multiplying by 2. Okay, so if I go back to this first problem, it's now 3/4 minus 2/4. And I have 1, 2, 3, and now I have 1, 2, and I subtract them, and I have 1/4. So if you look at this as pure math, okay, it's 3 minus 2 is 1, and 4 minus 4, well, we don't actually subtract, they stay, because it's 3/4 minus 2/4, and so they go away. I like to think of this as 3 apples minus 2 apples is 1 apple. The bottom will not get subtracted. Okay, so in a similar problem, it would look like this. Now I'm going to redo this first part a little bit. Okay, so if this was 2/3, it would split up into 2 pieces. And this is 1/2, it'd split up into 1. It's the same idea as before, that we can't subtract because they're not the same. So what I did on the bottom is I broke it up, I cut it again, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now this turned into 4/6. And this one turned into 1, 2, 3, 3/6. And if we added them up, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, or 7 apples. Okay? So that would actually mean that we'd have more than one box. It's the same thing as 1 and 1/6. I'm okay with either one of these two options. I will always do it this way, but I know quite a few people like doing it. We call these mixed numbers, and these are improper fractions. I prefer improper fractions, but either way is fine. So if we're actually doing problems like this, what we need to do is we need to make the bottom or the denominator the same on both. Okay, so we need to find a common multiple of 4 and 5. And I think a common multiple would be 20. So if I made this 20 here, and I made this 20 here, we now need to change these fractions. So we did from 4 to 20, we multiplied by 5. So we're going to multiply the top by 5, and this will turn into 15, because 3 times 5 is 15. This was times 4 to get to 20. 2 times 4 will be 8. Now we're adding them together. And because we only add the top, we'll go 15 plus 8. That's 23. The bottom will be 20. And you could also do this as a mixed number. We'd have to pull 20 out. And so that gives us 1. And then after we did that, we have 3 left over. And still 20 on the bottom. Okay. On this one here, find a common multiple. I would say it would be 42. We did 7 times 6 to get to 42, so we have to do 6 times 6, which is 36. 6 times 7 is 42, so we do 5 times 7 would be 35. So it'd be 1 over 42. Okay, so quick list on how to solve these problems. Step 1 is a common denominator, which means the bottom number has to be the same. So we turn that into 20, 20, same thing. And then step 2 is you add or subtract the top only. Okay? And that's it. And then you're done. Okay? And you can always do mixed numbers or improper fractions. Either way is fine. Okay, so if we started with a mixed number, we have to turn those into improper fractions to solve, because we can't solve these right away. So to do these, you would do 2 times 3, which is 6, and then you add in the top. Because what this means is that we have 3 over 3 plus 3 over 3 plus 2 over 3. Because this is 1, 2, and 2/3. Okay, well, the shortcut is you just do 2 times 3 plus 2, which is 8/3. We do 1 times 4, which is 4, plus 1 is 5/4. And we're going to ignore this subtraction sign until the next step. Common denominator would be 12. 24 would also work. 36 would as well. We did 3 times 4 to get to 12, so this will be 32. That was 4 times 3 to get to 12, so this is 15. Those two subtracted gives us 17 over 12. A common, or not common, a mixed number would be 1 and 5 over 12. Bottom one, same idea. 1 times 2 is 2. Plus 1 gives us 3 over 2. Plus 2 over 3. This one we don't have to change. Common denominator, we could do 6, 12, 18. I'm going to do 6. If you do a different number, it'll be just fine. This will give me 9/6. This will give me 4/6. And we'll subtract to be 5/6. Okay? Now, if you get an answer, this one could have also been 10 over 12. In order to be fully done with the problem, we have to simplify this down into 5 over 6. Okay, so that's important. That's our correct answer. I'd like you to try these two on your own. Okay, for this one on the top, we get 3/4 plus 4/3. Common denominator would be 12. So this is 9. This is 16. So it ends up being 25 over 12, or 2 and 1/12. For the bottom one, common denominator is 21. 14, 3. So we get 11 over 21. All right. The assignment is on the website.